Hello there, Victoria Dioh here. Hope you are well. So we are going live on Instagram as well as on YouTube. So today I have a question for you. Do you find that when you commit to doing something, you spend most of your time worrying about delaying getting that thing done, whether it's for yourself or for others? Maybe it costs you more, even if it's not financially, emotionally. And then do you worry about your reputation, whether it's your opinion of your reputation or others' opinion of your reputation? If that is you, you are in a great place. So one of the things that I have spent maybe the longest doing in my life is managing projects and programs for multi-billion pound organizations. So I want to give you a brief synopsis. When I say portfolio, programs, or projects, let me tell you what I'm talking about. So a project is something that has a beginning and an end. You'll hear people bouncing projects all over the place. Then within a program, you have multiple projects and they're all designed for the same initiative. So what does that mean? Say, for example, you are trying to do, you're trying to build a house, for example. In there, you will have different projects that you're doing. So if you're building a house, maybe each room can be a project. Okay, so you've got the blue room, that's a project on its own. You've got the red room, that will be a project on its own. The overall program is that the house gets done. Does that make sense? But then you have a portfolio, and that portfolio could be something so much bigger that it has an overall strategy requirement. Does that make sense? So, for example, if you are maybe you've bought into a street, and in that street you have multiple houses. So the street will be the overall portfolio, and each house will be a program, for example, and then within that you've got the different projects within it. So within a portfolio sits programs, then sits a project. I hope that makes sense. So when I use those terms, at least you get an idea of what I'm talking about. So I've spent 25 years managing massive portfolios, more programs and portfolios than individual projects. And the most, I would say, the highest budget that I've managed is £9 billion. And that was the London Olympics. And that was around the Red Roots area. Why am I talking about that right now? It's like you're thinking, this woman normally talks about intuition. What's that got to do with anything? It has a lot to do with it. You see, when we are looking at our life, when we're looking, whether it's our careers, whether we're looking at our personal life, what we tend to ignore are the projects that are within our lives. And we treat everything as if they're a task. That's what we do. In project management, we call them a business as usual. We just create them and we write a massive list, and we just hope that one day we are going to, we just hope that one day we're going to get to the end of that list, but that list never ends. That's why a project has been really clearly defined as something that has a beginning and an end. So in your life, you're trying to get the results that you want, but you find that you're on this everlasting everlasting list. You're on this list that just never ends. But also there's levels around intuition that you're missing out on. So when you are not using your intuition, but you're using your head, as Tony Robbins says, he says, in your head, you're dead, right? In your heart, you're smart. So when you connect to your heart, you use your intuition more rather than in your head. So when you're in your head, you're coming from a place of fear, stress, worry. But when you use your intuition, you're tapping into a higher level of yourself. So a lot of the times, that's missed out as well. And as a result, we miss out on the execution of what we've committed to. So we make all these promises to ourselves. We write down journals, we do affirmations, and yet at the end of the year, we've not achieved any of those things that we've committed to ourselves because we haven't executed. Because a lot of the time we spend most of our time planning or in the idea phase. And lastly, we forget the strategy. We forget that there needs to be a strategy, especially people who are in heart-centered roles. They move away from strategy and think more about the idea. It's like, let's just dream and visualize and just imagine, but no execution takes place. So you've got no execution, no strategy. And the PIES stands for PIES, or it equates to PIES. And that's where I come in, because when we start to audit your PIES within your life and your business and your career, then you start to realize and organize your life so that you can go out there and achieve the dreams that you've got. You start to tap into your life and create the results you've got. You see, a lot of people spend time on courses learning skills, but you are no good if your only standalone is strategy. You're no good if your only standalone is sales. Yes, you can make sales, but for how long? You need to do the foundation, and that's where your PIES audit comes in, because you look at all the elements that really matter. With that, you can go in and have the sales and the strategy as an umbrella that then proves to be more successful than if you went in as a standalone. So if you want to know about the PIES audit, you want to know what that looks like, you get a whole hour with me. We get to spend time together and we uncover everything. Like, I'm really strict with this, okay? And I show you the gaps that you've got, and then you go away and build that yourself. Now, if you want the VIP option where we work together to pull that together, even in a more detailed value, then you can also ask for that as well. But remember, who ate all the pies? You know, the pies are what's stopping your life, your business from getting to where it needs to go. And this is a great way just to have a look and see exactly what's going on. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Like I say, I'm here every day. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.